Hey there, I'm Jeff.
And I'm Mandy, and we are reminiscing about a few of our favorite things.
Yes, and today our topic is...
Dapper Day, one of our very favorite things in the whole world.
And pray tell, what is a Dapper Day?
So Dapper Day is an excuse for people like us who love to dress up, not only to get dressed up, but to get to go to the Disney parks in our very best finery.
Oh, okay, who invented this?
So there's a fellow from LA named Justin J, and he started it back in 2011, presumably because he wanted to dress up, and it seems like a great idea.
And 2011. So what was the last year we were there?
We've been twice. I think the first time was 2015, and then the last time was 2017. Yeah.
In Florida. And our good friend Dean went with us, and he was nice enough to drive us to the park.
And we got to start at the Magic Kingdom that year, which is, of course, the favorite park for most people.
So really, honestly, who's this event for?
You know, this event is for people who love to dress up, they love Disney, and they'd like to experience it in a different way. Happy Dapper Day! You might wear modern clothing, you might wear something a little bit more vintage. As long as you want to dress up and enjoy a cheerful atmosphere, it's so nice to have people admiring each other's outfits, chatting. It's very, very social. And just make sure you draw the line between dressing up and cosplay. You don't want to be in cosplay if you're wearing an actual costume.
Well, explain cosplay. That's more
cosplay is like
a
costume.
goofy outfit.
Yeah, or any kind of superhero or anything where you might be confused with staff who's dressed as a character.
Right.
Then you actually might be turned away. So that is not the idea. You should be in your dapper finest, but not in a costume.
Oh, and there's Dean getting very hot in the Florida sun. So it's important to take frequent water and rest breaks and maybe book your lunch inside where it's air conditioned.
Air conditioning.
Now talk about your outfit. What did you choose to wear?
It was all about my gigantic hat. I had to wear that on the airplane, by the way, because it's too big for any of my hat boxes. And Jeff was nice enough to put some lovely flowers on the hat that matched my dress. So Thank you for that. And it did help keep the sun off, as well as being a statement piece.
Now I was wearing a seersucker suit. This is a suit that's made out of a material like it's puckered cotton. Dean was wearing, I think, a little heavier coat than me, and yeah, he got a little warm. But see, he had the nice straw hat on.
You both had your wonderful boater hats.
Yep, they cover your face from the sun. Dapper Day is always a 2-day event when you go to the park. So the next day it was at?
Epcot.
So that year, Dapper Day fell right at the Flower and Garden Festival.
Which is the best part of the Epcot experience, actually, because when the gardens are beautiful, but when you arrive at the parks, you're in that very futuristic, rather concrete area. The flowers definitely make it feel more dapper appropriate, but it's not the same feeling as Magic Kingdom and Main Street USA. Still, everyone looked very nice, and it's nice when people congregate and look at this fellow. Everyone's taking each other's pictures and being very friendly. It's very nice. And a lot of people matched the flowers a little bit, knowing that it was going to be during the flower show.
Oh, there's Agent Carter.
That's a bit of cosplay. She got in, though. They let her in. That's Disney bounding. Sometimes people wear outfits inspired by a character, which is great, without actually being in costume.
Yeah.
So, walking the line, but looking very nice.
Yeah, look at these gorgeous topiaries that the park puts out just at the Flower and Garden show. Amazing stuff. Amazing.
Yeah, really, really nice. Oh, Jeff asked me to twirl, and I am wearing flowers for the garden show. That was fun.
Now, these folks are headed towards the back of the park, the back of Epcot at the World Showcase.
Lovely.
And I think it's actually a better area to congregate in and take your pictures because it's a little more kind of, I don't know, vintagey looking, old-fashioned and quaint, and it just lends itself to photos better.
I mean, it's not just that. You feel less out of place than in that futuristic section.
When you're in this concrete area with a bunch of girders and stuff, it feels kind of weird to be wearing kind of vintagey clothes.
I don't know. Maybe one year we should do a modern Jetsons kind of Dapper Day.
Yeah, or 60s stuff. I don't know.
Yes. So just love those topiaries. They're so fabulous. Yeah. Now that day was even hotter than our first day at Magic Kingdom. So these people have the right idea taking an air-conditioned lunch.
So Epcot was okay, but when we went in, what was the year we went before?
I think it was 2015.
2015. They actually had it at
Hollywood Studios.
Yes, Hollywood Studios.
Oh, I loved it at Hollywood Studios. It was also our first time, so we were extra excited.
The cool thing is Hollywood Studios really lends itself to the kind of vintagey style clothing if you're going to wear that. And they have amazing set pieces like the New York street there you can take your photo in.
Absolutely.
In front of Grauman's Chinese Theater. They did a group photo,
yeah,
right?
they used to do the group photo. It's gotten way too big. They couldn't do that anymore. And even that year, I think it was crossing the line to being too many people and a little bit too disruptive because they had it in the square, but of course there's still all the normal guests wondering what's going on and trying to have this giant group picture with hundreds of people.
Yeah.
It was very ambitious but fun, and
Yep.
it definitely felt fun to have everyone trying to gather at the same time of day for that photo.
Okay, so if you're planning on going to Dapper Day, Mandy, can you think of any tips for people other than that?
Well, you need to think about the practicalities of staying cool because it is quite hot, especially in Florida when we
Yes.
went. And we talked about the clothing a little bit, but really put consideration into what you're going to wear. It's not the time for your best black dress
No.
or your evening
Tuxedo.
look or tuxedo. This is a daytime event in the beating sun, hot Florida sun, and plan for it. There's
cool coming up.
nothing better than a parasol if you can. So this is a Dapper Day, official Dapper Day parasol.
Cool.
But hey, when do you get to use a parasol? I mean,
Yeah.
I actually am unusual and use a parasol quite often.
Oh, this is actually a replica that I made myself of the fan that the guy is holding in the Carousel of Progress.
It's a great big
Yeah.
beautiful
So
tomorrow.
what's cool about I tried to get it as close as I could. Mandy and I and Dean all had one, and we were walking around with them, and there was a couple of people. They're obviously big Carousel of Progress fans. They identified them. They said, "Where did you get those?" and so
Yes.
on. So I actually gave one person one of them.
Now maybe we should talk now about LA. Because
California.
it's a different experience. When you go to LA, they have a much more official part called the Expo. They have an entire convention center area booked where they have music, dancing, vendors.
They have music and dancing, which is really cool.
Yeah, I mean, we are swing dancers too. So that's
Yeah.
something we really look forward to doing when we go to LA.
Yeah. So sadly, we won't be going to Dapper Day this year, but maybe next year.
We're waiting. As soon as we're allowed, we will go
We're
to
going.
Dapper Day. We cannot wait. And we look forward to seeing many of you there, we hope.
Yeah. So from Jeff,
And Mandy.
take care.
And happy Dapper Day!
Bye.